Hey, here's one right here. Now you're done challenging me.
I thought that was another one.
Guys, so we have our morels taking a bath in the Pyrex. Now, if you're wondering why we would soak these morels, it's simple. They're dirty. First we wash them, then we soak them in salt water. And the reason you're going to soak these guys in salt water is because they have bugs in them. You want to push those bugs out. We want to purge these mushrooms of the bugs before we slice them up and throw them in the fryer. All right. So while we let these soak, we're going to go ahead and get that fryer ready, okay? We'll put these to the side. And we'll move our fryer in a little closer. All right, well, let's go ahead and get our oil in it. I'm going to set this to the side. I will be using lard. You can use what you want. I prefer to cook fried goods with lard or butter. So we're going to be using lard for this particular recipe. All right, we're going to go ahead and set this at 350. We're going to go ahead and set the cover on it. While this is coming up, these mushrooms have been soaking for about 5 minutes now. I'm going to take them over to the sink, get them washed up, and I'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and take some paper towels, set this paper towel down, and we have our rinsed and sliced morels. We're going to go ahead and place these out on a paper towel. And I've got a surprise, some morel rings. Now that we have these out, we want to go ahead and dry these off. You want these as dry as possible, and then place them back on the paper towel. You see there's a lot of water that gets trapped inside of these. You don't want to be too rough with them or you'll knock pieces of the morel off. We just want to get all that surface water off of there. We're going to go ahead and put these to the side.
5 minutes later.
Now it's time for the batter. The first thing we will need in our batter is pork rind. Walmart had no great value in stock. And these are my second choice right here. They are also a very dry pork rind. The first thing you want to do is snip the end. Make sure you cut this, because if you tear this or do anything else that's not a clean edge, you're going to have this bag open up while you're doing this. So the first thing I do, basically just crush them by hand. Once I've crushed them by hand, I will push down on them.
Ten minutes later.
This is how I get super crispy, extreme breading on all of my fried goods. I'm gonna share with you my tip on how to get great breading when we make these mushrooms. Alright, you guys might remember the Toastmaster 4000. This thing is a beast, and it only has one speed, fast. First speed, fifth speed. You don't really hear a difference. We're gonna need 6 egg whites for this. If you get an egg yolk in your eggs and it doesn't break, don't worry. Just take your eggshell, gently go back in, pick it up. Bam. You see that? Alright, now here's where the magic begins. Instead of just mixing up these eggs, we're going to take them to not quite stiff peaks, but right under stiff peak. So let's go ahead and mix this up with the Turbo Master 4000. That's not quite there. That's it. You see how they just come up and fold over and kind of want to stand? This is exactly where you want these. Now, if you're working on this and have a large batch of fried items, you may have to come in with a spatula and work it back, fold it and fold it and fold it as it separates. Don't worry, you can fold it back in, and if it gets too bad, you could just throw your mixer back in it and whip it back up. But this is the state you want them at. We're going to carefully pull in our fryer. The grease says it's ready to go. We're going to go ahead and get these breaded up, and I want to show you something real quick. So as I told you before, this can separate. You see? See the egg down there? So we're going to go ahead and fold this back in. Just basically mix this right back up. Don't really worry about folding it like you would when you're not trying to break the air pockets. You want it to be runny. Now that we've got that done, we're going to get these dipped. Just drop these in. Pull them out. Notice the back. Go ahead and run your finger because this is thick. You don't want too much on there. You want it to look just like this. See that? Watch when we put this in the dough. Look at that. Look at that beautiful batter. We'll go ahead and set this one down. It's that nice airy texture that holds that egg on there, unlike just a regular wash where it comes off. You have some body to that. But the key is don't drag it. Just let it fall and roll it. I don't know why my mushrooms are breaking apart, but I guess we'll have some broken mushrooms. Coated. There you have it. We are at the ready state. We're going to go ahead and drop this in. And I am using a fondue fork, but it does the least damage and hangs onto these very well while I drop them in. Look at that fry action. Look at the crisp on those things. Look at that. Now guys, here's another tip. I have a salt that I use for everything, and it's wonderful. It's this, Snappy's popcorn and nut salt. This stuff is ultra fine. So when you're coating these, it coats perfectly. Gonna go ahead and throw in our other ones. Now I almost forgot our little morel rings. We've got 3 morel rings we're gonna make. Alright guys, and there you have it. Nice crispy fried morel mushrooms and cute morel rings. This is delicious batter. Whether you put it on shrimp, chicken, mushrooms, whatever you put it on, this batter is delicious. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.